Welcome to Not Boring English. Today's story is called The Morning I Left. A short tale about a prank that went too far for A2 B1 learners. If the voice or text feels fast, you can slow the video with playback speed settings. The morning I left, the note was small and folded like a paper airplane. I put it on the kitchen table before I left. The words were loud and simple. I left. I'm never coming back. My heart beat fast. I felt a strange mix of guilt and excitement. I told myself this was only a joke. I wanted to make him notice me again. His name is Mark. We had lived together for 2 years. Lately, he was tired. He worked more. He ate dinner late. He said, "I love you," less. I missed the old Mark. I missed his quick smile and his silly jokes. I wanted him to wake up and feel that missing too. I thought a small shock would help. A prank, I told myself. A dramatic note, and I would come back with a laugh. My friend Anna helped. She set up her phone to watch our front window from the cafe across the street. She kept the volume low. Anna is calm and practical. "If this goes wrong, we leave," she said. I nodded. I folded a small bag with clothes. I put the note on the table where Mark always put his keys. I walked out the door at 7 in the morning. The street was quiet. The sky was still dark. We sat in the cafe, cold cups in our hands. I watched Anna's phone screen. I saw the living room light come on. Mark walked in, rubbing his eyes. He saw the note. He read it slowly, like he wanted to hear each word. I waited for him to shout my name. I waited for him to run after me, but he did not run. He folded the note carefully and put it in his back pocket. Then he walked to the kitchen. He opened a drawer and took out the mug with my name on it. He looked at the mug a long time. He smiled softly, not angrily. He turned on the kettle and made tea. He did not call my name. He did not cry. He started to wash the dishes in the sink. He moved slowly, like a man who thought about everything he was doing. My stomach dropped. I felt silly. I wanted to stand up and go home. I wanted to tell him it was a joke. Anna squeezed my hand under the table. She did not say a word. Outside, the sky grew lighter. The sun came up over the row of tall buildings. A woman with a dog walked by the cafe window. She waved at Mark through the glass. Mark waved back, but his face was quiet. He sat down at our small table, the one by the window, and he put the folded note in the middle of it. He opened a small box that had been under the table. It was empty. Something I had left there last week. He sat and looked at it. His shoulders shook once, like a small breath. After 10 minutes, he left the table. He stood in the doorway for a long time. I could see him from the cafe. He walked down the steps and across the street. He did not shout. He did not run. He walked slowly, looking at the ground. He passed our building and went further down the road. I wanted to follow. I wanted to run and tell him the truth, but Anna held me back. Not yet, she whispered. Wait and watch. Mark walked to the small park by the river. He sat on a bench and took out the note again. He read it. Then he opened his phone and typed. I could not see what he wrote. He typed and erased. He typed again. He folded his hands and breathed. It felt like a scene from a movie, but for me, it felt real and painful. After a while, Mark stood and walked back toward our building. He had 2 paper bags in his hands. He climbed the stairs slowly. I saw him walk into the apartment and close the door. My hands were cold. I told Anna I couldn't stay. I wanted to tell him it was only a prank. I wanted to run. I opened the door and walked in without knocking. Mark sat at the table. The sunlight was warm on his face. On the table, there was a plate with toast. A small jar of jam stood next to it. A cup of tea steamed beside the plate. A single white daisy was in a small glass jar. The note I had left was on the table. Next to it, another note waited. His handwriting was simple and slow. He looked up when I came in. His eyes were red but calm. He smiled a little. You wanted a big reaction, he said. My face went hot. I wanted to laugh, but my throat felt strange. He pushed the plate to me. I thought if you left, maybe I would remember the small things, he said. So I made your toast. I cleaned the sink. I put the daisy where you would see it. I sat down. I felt the note in my hand. I read what he wrote. It was not angry. It was short. If you are leaving to make me notice, I want you to notice too. I miss your jokes. I miss your loud music. I miss your singing in the shower. I'm sorry I let work take too much. I'm not perfect. I'm not used to big drama, but I want to try. Let's talk. My eyes filled with tears. I saw then how small our daily life was. 2 people, many small moments stacked like plates in a sink. We stopped noticing the plates. We forgot to wash them or to say thank you. I had chosen a loud message to fix a quiet problem. I had wanted to be seen. He had reacted with small things. Tea, toast, a flower. His answer was not a shout. It was a bridge. I took a breath and said, I'm sorry. My voice was soft. He reached across the table and took my hand. His fingers were warm. We talked for a long time. We talked about work and dinners, in the phone. We talked about the small things that made us happy. We made a list of 3 changes. He promised to say, I love you more. I promised to tell him when I felt alone. We both promised to cancel big jokes that could hurt the other. Later, we laughed about the prank. Anna came in with the phone and the cold coffee cups. She smiled with relief. You 2 make terrible spies. she said, and we all laughed. The prank did not end with a big fight. It ended with breakfast and a list of small promises. That day, I learned something simple. Big messages can break small trust. A dramatic move can make a good person hurt. If you want someone to notice you, sometimes the best way is to speak in small words. Often, if you want to fix love, a cup of tea and a slow apology can work better than a loud goodbye. Comprehension. Questions. Now, I will ask a few short questions about the story to check your understanding. 1. What did the narrator write on the note, and why did she leave it? 2. How did Mark react when he first read the note? 3. What did they decide to do at the end to improve their relationship? Write your answers in the comments to practice writing in English. Thanks for listening to this not boring English story. Do you think a prank can ever help a relationship, or is it always a bad idea? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories and practice.